you for doing this. We really appreciate it. For those not familiar with you, would you mind sharing a little bit about your journey to real estate and how it's been going so far?
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me, Brian. And well, I was in like most of the agents. I was not in real estate. That was not my first choice. I did not study real estate in college. I studied mechanical engineering.
Okay.
I'm Mexican, so I work in oil and gas for 20 years. The last 6 here in Houston. I got transferred to Houston.
Okay.
Yes, and in our corporate office. And then after COVID, well, the company sold my branch to a private entity. The Goldman Sachs acquired, and
Hmm.
then COVID hit. Nothing was drilling, so they declared bankruptcy. Before that, I got get layoff, and then, but since I came here to the U.S. in 2014, I started doing real estate as an investor. So, and being an engineer, I can say that I do my comps better than probably 98% of agents out there, right?
High
Because
detail, huh?
as an investor, you need to know your numbers or you're losing money, right?
Okay.
So I'm really good with that. I was familiar with real estate. I paid like tens of thousands of dollars to educate myself as an investor, and I made some money. So in COVID, nobody was hiring, right? So I said, hey, let's go full time into real estate and as an investor. And I started wholesaling, flipping, and a friend of mine who joined Keller Williams. I don't know if we can say that or not, but he was
They'll come here eventually, I
yeah.
guarantee it.
I'm inviting him to ESPCon, so hopefully he'll join.
Yeah. Hey,
He
there
just
you go.
got he just got selected as the president of HAR here in Houston,
Wow.
so that's a good thing.
Who's your friend?
Carlos Cardona, he's from Colombia. He's gonna be our new president from HAR.
I may know Carl. I spent some time at that company, about 15 years. So I may
Okay,
know him. Anyways,
okay,
keep going.
but he moved from Keller to Gary Green Homes and Gardens, and he's
Yeah.
currently with them. But he doesn't know, but he'll be in EXP at some point. Uh, but he told me, "Hey, Felipe, you're flipping your own houses. Why don't you get your license and you sell them yourself?" I'm like, and it was COVID, so it's not like I didn't have time, right? So, so I did study to get my license. I got licensed during COVID, and my flip was my first sale, my first deal,
Oh, wow.
and I study not all, but all the models of the biggest companies like Remax, Keller, EXP, and I just crunched the numbers and I realized, hey, EXP is gonna leave me more money in my pocket by doing the same. So, and I wanted to be a top producer, not just play defense, like having a 1 or 2 5 deals a year. So, and I guess what? I started looking in YouTube, like brokerage. What is the best companies for new agents, and stuff like that. So I started learning the model, and I stumbled with Mike Sherrard
Hmm.
and all his content, and social media, especially YouTube, is about adding value, right? You have
Yeah.
to add value to your viewers. That way, they will relate to you and they'll start appreciating you. So we're not. He never sells, and I learned that from the beginning. Like he just offers ton of value, and you just fall in love, and he's like, okay, I need this, I want this, and he was offering one of the things. If you join EXP through him, is that he'll offer you a mastery course on social media.
Hmm.
And at that time, I just got a 9 to 5, being the director of a franchise, but that wasn't my thing. I knew it, but that paid the bills, and it was COVID, so I just got it, and I just didn't have enough time in my day to just to do real estate and do that office job, right?
Okay.
So I needed to leverage my time and my presence. So that's why I said, you know what, social media is the thing that I need, and that's why I selected Mike among many things. And like funny story, when we had a one-on-one meeting, we didn't click, man. He was like,
No?
no, he's Canadian, I'm Mexican. Like I'm all warm and friendly, and he's like all. He's an engineer as well. He's a mechanical
Yeah.
engineer just like me, but he's more cold, and like I guess he was like tired of interviewing like new agents, and I was just like just got my license, and I'm like well, it didn't click. But he told me, hey, there's somebody else who's Hispanic in the group, and he communicated with he put us in contact, both of us, and we just click immediately. We actually graduated from the same university, so immediate click, and the rest is story. So I started doing YouTube videos, uh, and after a year, my first year in real estate, I was part-time agent,
Mhm.
and after a year, my sponsor told me, "Hey, why don't you come to EXPCon?" So I requested vacations, and my manager told me no. I was like, what do you mean no? Like I asked like 3 months in advance. And you know what? So from YouTube and my social media, I almost break six figures doing
Mm.
part time, and that gave me enough confidence that I'm praying a lot on my wife, right? My wife
Yeah,
permission. Uh,
that's the big one. That's the
yeah,
big
it's a
one.
huge one. Yeah, because it's she's stay at home mom,
Ah,
so
okay.
it's
So
even more
she's got to have the
scary.
confidence that you can do it.
I need to have her full support, because if this goes south, like we are on board, right? Like it's a risk. But I told her like, hey, part time doing this, I almost break six figures, and I got to my cap. I just couldn't enjoy it because my last transaction I cap, and that was my year. But I told her, hey, I think if we go full time, I can double this like easily, and that gave me enough confidence and courage to say, you know what, thank you, I'm quitting. Like this is my 2 week notice, and we burned the bridges, and I got full into social media, especially YouTube. That's my forte.
Okay.
I do other social medias. I do Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok, just a little bit, but because it's just too much at some point, right? When your production start increasing, it's just way too much. And but yeah, I keep YouTube, and that last year alone, that was about 70% of my total GCI.
Yeah, I don't want to get political.
Mhm,
People who have certain opinions about immigration, I
mhm,
know a lot of them do not live in Texas, right? I live in Texas. I've grown up in Texas my whole life
mhm,
almost, and I can tell you we have a huge Hispanic population, and that is an integral part of our society.
yeah,
And even still, we have a huge percent of Hispanic population that
mhm,
speak Spanish primarily, especially
yes,
along the border towns.
yes,
But Houston, San Antonio, Austin, where I live, I mean, it's big. All of those markets have 40% plus Hispanic
mhm,
population. And what's interesting is when you look at the home ownership rates
mhm,
among Hispanic Americans, it is lower than certain demographics, unnaturally low.
mhm, mhm,
But when in NAREB did a study, this was like 5 years ago, maybe they did a
mhm,
study, and the fastest growing
yeah,
household income was actually the Hispanic American market. And what they said at the time, and again, this was 5 years ago, is that first
mhm,
time homebuyers, 50% of them were Hispanic. And they
yeah,
expected over the next 10 years that to go to 70%.
mhm,
And so you take all that I just said and put that all into one thought, and you
mhm,
go, holy cow, you've got a massive population of people who are
mhm,
underserved.
yeah,
Again, many of them either first or second generation Americans
mhm,
who never owned a home. They don't understand the process. They have limited thinking about their ability to do it,
mhm,
right? They didn't have grandparents who bought homes who taught them how to buy a home here in the States, right? and,
right,
and so you realize somebody who can come to that population and educate and
yeah,
inform and inspire, and you've got a
mhm,
massive opportunity. So it doesn't surprise me that you've been doing well. So here's your YouTube channel.
mhm.
Okay, great. Talk me through this.
So basically, this is the welcome video. Then obviously you have your videos here. So Basically, I do a lot of property tours. All my listings have a video, all of them. And then people ask me questions. Like I have a lot of clients that ask me, "Hey, what about DR Horton? What about Lennar? What about I don't know, KB Homes or something like that?" And I got that question so much that I said, "Okay, let's make a video about all the biggest builders, Chesmar Homes, um, I don't know, all of them here." So I got, well, not the independent ones, but the big ones, all is here. So that's why I make my videos. I listen to my audience and I just put them whatever they want to hear. I also do market news. And this is big because these videos right here got me sellers, local sellers.
Okay.
Typically, what I'm attracting is out of state buyers, right? That's
Okay.
my bread and butter with YouTube. People see it, so they want to move to Texas, either in the US. Biggest migration comes from California, New York, Chicago, Miami, Arizona, uh, and and they start like looking for options, right? So they start looking, okay, what is a good place to live, and they start drilling it down. Oh, maybe Texas is an option, and we're in Texas, and then all my videos are SEO optimized. So whenever they click specific words, I'm gonna be ranking there, right?
Okay.
So uh, and we have a list of the videos like the must do. Like if you're starting a channel, you gotta go through them. Like it's a list like a 10 videos. Like a cost of living in my town, right? Like best things to do, best neighborhoods in Houston, Texas, right? What to do in Houston, Texas. Um,
Mm.
I don't know, many things. If there's like news, I'm about to do a create a new video about property taxes because Texas is one of the is the top. It's definitely the top five of more expensive property taxes in the U.S. But Governor Abbott is doing some stuff to relieve that, and there's some rumors there as well. So I'm gonna do that because I want to keep my audience informed, and just like we said in the beginning, I want to bring value. Right? I'm not selling anything. Right? I'm just saying you want to keep informed of the Houston market. This is the channel, and obviously in Spanish, everything is 100% Spanish. Now YouTube just introduced a dubbing feature. Like my wife was asking me, like, "Why do you hear so weird?" And you're speaking in English. And it's like, "Oh, that's YouTube." they just kind of YouTube kind of catch what is your language, and if it's English, it'll
Yeah.
automatically translate the voice and also the title,
Okay.
right? Because I'm seeing my titles here in English and all of them are in Spanish. I don't know. That's YouTube
Yeah, I
doing it
see
by
the
itself.
Woodlands Backyard Paradise. The Woodlands, by the way, is a suburb of Houston in North
Mhm.
Houston.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that in the original video, it's in Spanish, but I'm clearly seeing it even graphically. Are you talking about the
No,
icon,
the
the thumbnail?
thumbnails that was a listing. Uh,
Okay.
that's what I was targeting. All my listings are in English because
Can I
I
ask about
have a
that?
lot of uh, a lot of so I don't need them to be part of my subscribers. I'm just broadcasting that to the world. Hey, this is available, and I'm targeting more people if it's in English, I guess. But
Okay.
all of that, and I do my own thumbnails. Uh, so yeah, as you can tell, let me drop it. Like thumbnails will be in English most of the time,
Mhm.
unless I want to target like in Spanish. I'm sorry, unless I want to target English speakers. But as you can see, like I have communities like the rodeo, right? So I want them to experience Texas, the Newman's Castle. I don't know, it's a real like middle. Well, it looks like a medieval castle, but it was built like a few decades ago. And the most important thing, Ryan, is to connect with your audience. So the best important thing is define your avatar, who you're speaking to, and then do it like, and then bring value to that person. So put yourself in their shoes. And if you want to track people out of state moving to Houston or whatever your city is, so what information they need to make a decision, because it's a huge decision, right? They're leaving their place, whatever they know and they're familiar with, and they're coming most of the time to a new place. A lot of my clients don't have family here, but guess
Mhm.
what? They connected with me through video, and at the end, we're family. Like I just tell them, hey man, you're not alone. You have a family here. If you have problems, you have issues, you want to talk, me and my family are here for you. And and it's wonderful. It's a journey, and sometimes we're meeting for the first time. They contact me through YouTube, from YouTube, and they think I'm famous or something because they take pictures with me and like, oh my god, finally meeting you, and take pictures and stuff. So it feels really cool. But is that connection that we can establish through YouTube
Yeah.
different than pay per clicks, that you have an ad with words, maybe a picture, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And the
Well,
beauty of YouTube, I'm sorry, the beauty of YouTube is I don't need to sell them anything. They want to work with me. Period. There's no competition.
and I've been talking with other YouTube agents and also Insta agents, and
Mhm.
I'm going to go look it up, and we'll put it in the training class. Those of you who are watching this wondering what's the word, we'll put it in the training class. There's an actual word for this, and the word
Mhm.
is I can't remember it, but what it describes is the celebrity effect. Just
Mhm.
like when you walk up, if you're ever out in Hollywood, I was in Hollywood once and had dinner right next to the table with Danny DeVito and his wife Rhea Perlman,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
And he walks in, and I'm a big fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And he walks
Mhm.
in, and it's like, and I've watched him in Taxi and everything else that he's been in, and I feel like I know him, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's what happens. And for a lot of agents, somebody who, for example, is brand new to the industry,
Mhm.
you're always worried about they're going to ask me how many homes I've sold.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is through YouTube, and especially through posting videos about builders'
Mhm.
homes and things of that nature, you don't have to have sold anything. And yet, because you're giving them market information, because you're talking to them about the homes, they just naturally assume you are an expert on this. I want to
Yes.
ask you, though, about something that you said. You,
Mhm.
you listed off several different states,
Mhm.
um, Arizona and others, where
Mhm.
your kind of migratory path to
Mhm.
Houston comes from, right?
Yeah.
Aside from producing videos in Spanish about Houston,
Mhm.
are you leveraging that? Are you in any way sort of targeting Arizona buyers, out of town buyers moving from Arizona, or does that just naturally happen just because that's who
Mhm.
finds your video?
No, that happens when they start looking like where are we going to go to live? Uh
Yeah.
Houston. So I do a lot of videos and shorts and reels about the cost of living in Houston.
Hmm.
So when they compare the cost of a house in Phoenix compared to Houston, or Los Angeles and Houston, or Miami, which is extremely expensive these days, and
Yeah.
Houston. So people, a lot of them, they just can't afford it anymore.
Hmm.
Or one of my first videos, I was making actually, like, as an engineer, my engineer mind was like, I love details, and you are going to see some, and I know my competition as well. So I see videos about, like this Katy, Texas, right, which is very popular for the school district because it's great. But
Yeah.
I see like 5-minute videos, 7-minute videos, and to me, like, if you see one of mine, is at least 20, because I want to give you all the information that you need. And if I put myself in the shoes of somebody who's looking where to go to live, 5-minute videos is not going to cut it. Like, you're going to be jumping from video to video to video, and I want to go to one of mine and have all the information they need.
Can I
Right. So
ask you
that.
about that? Do you? I assume you probably look at your metrics on YouTube,
Mhm.
and I've talked to other agents, and they've shown me their metrics, and
Mhm.
and what all of them have said in some form or another is I put my call to action at the beginning of the video, not the end, because most
Hmm.
people don't make it to the end.
Correct.
Now, most people.
Hmm.
For you, when you consider that kind of point of view and you look at your own analytics and you think about your 20-minute videos,
Hmm.
how do you think about that kind of thing?
Okay, so I cannot ask them to commit to something if I have not provided value first. Right.
Hmm.
And I understand. I see the curves in my videos, and a lot of times, so you have the retention time that drops over time, and not everybody goes to. If it's a 20-minute video, not everybody's going to go through the 20 minutes. Like most of them, uh, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and somewhere there. Now, the ones who are really interested in move, like serious about moving to Houston, they're going to consume the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen it over and over again. And I do have, when I introduce myself at the beginning, I tell them who I am, what I do, and in so there's a like my name goes down and subscribe and all that. I don't say subscribe, but I have my picture and the word subscribe there when I'm introducing myself. And
Okay.
at the end, depending on the video, I always do a call to action, always, but it's more towards the end once I gave them all the information. And you know what? They call me anyways. To be honest with you, because to me, if I tell you, hey, contact me to this number, and I'm just starting, it's like, okay, why should I contact you? Right? There's no
Mm.
reason why. And I need to build that relationship through the whole video. And at the end, it's like, hey, if you need more information, if you want to relocate to Houston, this is my information. All is in the description. Here you have my number. Sometimes in the middle of the video, I make the call to action, right?
What is your call to action, by the way?
Depends on what I'm talking about, but typically is like for my news, market news. It's like, hey, if you want to know more about Houston Metro, or you want to know your statistics, if you're planning to sell here in locally, give me a call. This is my number, and we'll go for a free session, and we'll discuss everything about your hyper local market, because these are generic numbers of Houston Metro, right? So something like that, like really casual, but also part of the very thing that I'm discussing at the moment. And then I
Okay.
can continue. And then at the end, it's like, hey, you want more information, want to stay in touch, just subscribe. Or if you want to contact me, this is all my information, and you have it all in the description, right? So,
Got it.
uh, I do it sometimes in the middle and the end, sometimes just at the end, but typically not at the beginning because I haven't proved my value yet.
That's your time.
Hmm.
Starting at the beginning of that sequence,
Hmm.
you mentioned earlier about picking your topics, picking your keywords.
Hmm.
And I want to ask you, first off, how do you pick your keywords? And then once you have, how are you using those for YouTube to then serve you up? Are you putting it all over the descriptions? Are you saying it multiple times in your script and the videos and in your titles and things like that? How do you do that?
Okay, what I'll say, and I recommend our fellow agents to use, is if you're gonna do YouTube seriously, you have to invest in a software, either VidiQ or TubeBuddy,
Okay.
because that is like looking through the behind the curtain. So I can see all my competition. I can see all their SEOs, their strategy, what are they ranking for,
Hmm.
and I can very rapidly rank or outrank them depending on the strategy. And I do that. So you can see, I remember, well, if you can put
Can
the image
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Can you
So
show me?
can you see this, like more than 100x, more than 100x, more than 100x?
Yeah, the
That
little
is
bitty.
that is
Yeah.
VidIQ telling me, hey, this is over 100 times the average views of your channel. So those are great videos. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. I don't know. Let's go live here. Move to where to live in Houston. That's a good one. Where to live in Houston, Texas, or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna have, well, you have some sponsored, right? But then you're gonna have some real ones, and then okay, 100. Then you see the views, right? 31,000 views, 451,000 views, and you don't need 500,000 views, right, to get clients and to convert. But let's put
Okay.
it. Let's put this one. This is not a real estate channel. It's U.S. historians, but this guy ranks for Houston a lot, right?
Okay.
So best places to live in Houston, right? Maybe I'll do that video. That's a good video to. You see that? So how many?
Seem to do well for
You
this
tell me
person. Yeah.
how do I select my topics? It's like, hey, this is a keyword that a lot of people are gonna search, and then I see, okay, who has a lot of views in their videos? Okay, this guy, right? 65,000 views in 2 years. So this is important. 2 years. It's not overnight, and
Yeah.
ranking is not overnight either, even with SEO.
So let me ask you about that. So if you scroll back up, there's that graph at the top there, right?
Yeah,
And
this
so
is what the software gives me, so I
this
can
is
see the
the
trend.
YouTube software or the VidIQ?
As the VidiQ.
Okay.
So yeah, you
And
won't see this as a regular user,
Hey there,
okay.
folks.
And
Welcome
right?
to
listen,
Houston,
having grown
Texas,
up in
where the
Houston,
summer is
I can
always
tell you that
big
is one of the
and the
most
barbecue is
sprawling
even bigger.
places on the
Known as the
planet.
Paint
Houston is
City,
not a city; it is a
Houston is home to
city-state.
10 winding
And
waterways that
so, in a
flow through
2-year
the
period,
surrounding area.
which is
Hmm.
what this
Houston is
appears to
one of the
be,
biggest and most
Yeah.
I can tell you
diverse
Houston
cities in
has
the
changed
whole
quite a
world, a
bit.
Lone Star
And so, a
State.
Hmm.
video that says
But
seven
with
best
so many
places to
places
live
to
in
choose
Houston that was
from,
from two
where do you
years
even
ago
start?
is
Well,
outdated.
don't
And
worry.
yet, look at it.
We've got
Look
you
at how
covered
many
with the
views
best
it's
places
still
to
getting
Yeah.
always
to
visit.
this
And
day.
So
and
sit back,
this
grab
is
a plate of
May
brisket, and
20.
let's dive into the heart of
This is
Texas.
July.
We'll cover important
Oops,
details like
July.
median home
And
values,
you look at the
65,000.
trend.
median
Look at the
rents,
trend. It's going up.
median income,
So people
Yeah.
are
property
still
taxes,
watching because
population,
this is a
and
trendy
highlight some of the
topic.
most
Like,
important
if I
places and
want to go
spots
to
in each
Houston,
area.
I want to
So
see
let's
what are
get
the best
started. But
places
first, don't
Yeah.
forget to
to
like,
live.
And
subscribe,
that's an
and hit
interesting
that bell
lesson
icon.
because and there you're
Clear
yeah there you
Lake.
go.
It's a
The
city
I don't
located
know
on the Gulf of
if you can mute
Mexico
it or
south of
pause
Houston.
it.
It's an
Oh, sure.
ideal place to live for
We're hearing the narrator there. But what's interesting about this is then if you go back to your channel, how many videos have you produced?
About over 200.
Okay. And
So let me go back.
I would bet out of that 200, what percentage would you say are still getting, that
Most
probably a couple of years old at this point, but still getting views?
So the popular ones, so let's
Yeah.
go here.
3 years, 1 year, 3 years. Yeah, look
Mhm.
at that.
So let's see at the chart. It's getting all the information. Let me pause it.
So this is your 10 places not
So
to live in Houston.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
you see the curve is still going up. So
Yeah.
as long as the trend is positive, the slope is positive, you're still getting views,
Yeah.
right?
Makes all
So
sense to me.
because so you probably heard this before. YouTube is an evergreen content if you make it evergreen. So
Hmm.
10 places not to live in Houston, that's going to be relevant no matter if it's 2020 or 2050, It's now it could change just like you said, because the third ward could become like the trendy place to live at
Regentrified
some
or
point,
whatever. Yeah.
but it's going to take some time.
It is going to take some time for the third ward to get regentrified. That is very true. But your point is very well taken, right?
Hmm.
Even though the dynamics of a market may change, some of
Hmm.
these videos, as long as you, to your point, make a concerted effort to make them evergreen. So I'm curious, is that a thought process you have in mind when you're creating
Yes.
videos? What to you is there a formula to creating an evergreen video and things you don't do if you're going to go create an evergreen video?
Hmm. So VidIQ helps you a lot with that because
Mhm.
it's linked to my channel and reading all the data like real time. So
Okay.
I can go and it will give me like a list of videos that have a lot of potential to become like viral or have a lot of views, right? So
Okay.
it's gonna rank them. That's one thing. Another one, once you are here, like I've been doing this for some time, I kind of know, and I see other channels as well, and not only from Houston, but some other places like Florida, or people I follow, and I see their most popular videos, and like, hey, this is he got like 1 million views doing this in Oregon. I'm just gonna do it here from Houston. Great idea, right? And it's gonna rank quick, and it's gonna explode quick because it's a topic that a lot of people are researching or are looking for. So you just have to put in the consumer shoes. And if I wanted to go to Los Angeles, what is the kind of information that I'm looking for, especially if I want to buy,
Okay.
right? So that thought process keeps you going. And then I train my ChatGPT uh, to help me with that as well. But VidiQ, Experience, ChatGPT, there's a lot of tools. I mean, honestly, I don't I don't have time to film all the great videos that I want as much as I
Yeah.
want, because if you interview like the great YouTubers, they're gonna tell you, hey, batch the content, right? So one day just film like 10 videos. Sometimes it's possible, especially if you are in the office, right? But I do a lot of my work in the field,
Hmm.
so it's not possible. Like I'm going to Magnolia, Texas, which is like 45 minutes away from me.
It's a hike. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably my next video, by the way. I just I just tell you
Nothing
my
on
next
Cypress, man. Where's the love?
video. So I'm going there, I'm filming. It's gonna take me the whole morning, probably afternoon.
Okay.
And then I need to pick up my kids from school at 3 p.m. So I need to hurry. And so, but I know, like I train my chat GPT, and we have a script, and we have kind of like the points that we want to discuss and bring value to the people. And I'm just gonna focus on that film. Uh, I do have the Pivo tripod, that the thing that follows you if you move.
Okay.
Sometimes my wife goes with me. If I promise that I'll take her to a nice restaurant right after, so I bribe her sometimes, and we just have fun, like a marriage. Like he stayed home mom, and I tell her, hey, can you help me, record this video that this day? And she's like, yeah, I can. And we just have fun because she laugh about me like making like bloopers and stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's enjoy the process. That's a key thing. Like if you're gonna be on camera, you better enjoy it and have fun. And you're gonna make mistakes and laugh about that. And sometimes and that's another one that I think connects me to my audience. I'm very transparent, and sometimes at the end of the video, I put bloopers, right?
Dude.
And just like Jack, I'm a big fan of Jackie Chan, and he
Yeah.
has in every movie he has the bloopers at the
Yeah.
end, and I just stay all the way to the end just to watch those bloopers. And
Uh,
same for me, like in that way, people see, hey, he's just like me. They relate, and he's fun to be around, and makes jokes and stuff like that. So they're gonna be attracted to my personality, because there's gonna be a lot of at some point, and we're getting there. Like YouTube's gonna be saturated, right?
hmm.
Or social media, like in general, all the Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. The key differentiator is gonna be you, right?
Yeah.
You are the key. Your personality, the way you interact, the way you speak, and all my clients tell me that when we meet in person. If they don't tell me, I ask them like, why me? And they tell me, well, you know your stuff. Well, I love the way you talk, and I love the way you explain things. I love the detail you put into things, and it looks like you're passionate about this, and similar comments all over the place, but around the same thing, that I enjoy, love, know, and transmit the knowledge in a fun way that it gets to people. Also, my personal values, right? I'm not afraid to say I'm a Christian and I love the Lord, and that's gonna chase people away too, right? But the ones who connect with me, like, hey, they're gonna be clients for life, right? So
By the way,
it's all
those
me,
people
like no,
weren't going to work with you anyways, right? They're not your folks. They're not the folks
exactly.
who. And in any market, you're going to find your tribe. Your market is not your tribe. There's a tribe of people within that.
And that's key, man. Like, find your niche and speak to that niche from your heart, and you will have business.
That's right. And always know that YouTube is a search engine, and they can always change the algorithm, and whoops, your leads can dry up fast. If you
yeah, as the people who are relying on TikTok, right? This early this year, it disappeared for a few days, and everybody was just screaming.
Panicking.
Yeah.
Felipe, thank you so much, man. We really
Hey,
appreciate
Brian,
it.